Hope you're well. I think we're going to kick off with Jeremy from Sky, and then we'll use the hands up system, if that's okay.
I'm looking into that.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Well, not so good, thanks.
Chris, a major talking point on 5 minutes. Should Luiz have been sent off for that tug on Burke after what happened to Egan at Villa?
Well, Max knows what happened with John Egan, because that was a mistake, because I've had Mike Riley on to me saying it was a mistake. So, and the Zander Berg decision last week was a mistake. So that's two mistakes, and there's another one today.
Your thoughts on the performance generally?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming to Arsenal, who are obviously going really well at the moment. Some fabulous players, great managerial team, Mikel and Steve Round and Albert, and got some special players. So footballed in the game we were after, which we got for more than 50, 55 minutes. A little bit disappointed from our point of view in the possession of the ball. We're obviously not playing with that flow and that confidence that we've showed in the Premier League, which is understandable, I suppose. And obviously in 5 minutes the game gets taken away from us. From their point of view, a fabulous goal, quick play around the edge of the box, which is always difficult to defend against, no matter who you are. They found that bit, and obviously Pepe then found a fabulous finish, and then we're chasing the game. Felt a little bit sorry for ourselves for about 5 or 10 minutes. Got ourselves back in the game with a goal, and then good spirit and desire to try and get something from the game. But it would have been smash and grab if we'd have got a result. But it seems that way in quite a lot of the Premier League games this season. Some results that maybe people don't expect, but went to the end. So commend the players to that. But ultimately, 5 or 10 minutes has done us.
It is 7 straight defeats now going back into last season. How confident?
It's not about last season. Not to do with last season. This is a new season. So a new season. We've lost 4. We've lost 7. That's 2019-20. This is 2021, I think. So
how confident are you, Chris, you can turn this round after the international break?
Well, keep going, keep believing. It's a side that's built on togetherness and resilient. We have to be to if you've obviously seen our rise over the last sort of 3 or 4 years, we've got some good characters in the change room. We stick together, believe what we're doing. I think the team is obviously not playing with the flow and confidence that I would and everybody would like, connected to the football club. But we're in the Premier League. Things that we can't control. A few of them things are going against us, which we have to. Well, we don't have to accept really, because they are going against us. They're the facts, and try and control what we can control. But certainly, it's not an enjoyable time. But this is a test of players and managers and clubs as well, I suppose, because we are Sheffield United in the Premier League. We're not an established football club here in this division. We've not been in it for 10 years. We've not had 130, 140 million pounds for the last 10 years. We're working his way up. We're trying to build, and at the moment, things aren't as what we would like them to be, but still a long way to go.
Just on transfer deadline day, Chris, do Sheffield United have to be active on deadline day, do you think?
Well, we've done some business, obviously, over the last 24, 48 hours. We've still, a situation regarding Jack O'Connell, who's a key player for us, been out for 6 months. So we've talked about that, but obviously we have to work quite hard, and we have to be quite smart in recruiting, because it's not a case of just looking through the A to Z of fabulous left-footed centre backs and going and signing one.
Are you confident you can get the man you want though tomorrow?
We just work as hard as we possibly can to get somebody that adds to the group in the next 48 hours.
Rob Staten.
Chris, with Rhian Brewster in, just how vital was that, a club record signing at the position that you prioritised?
Yeah, it's obviously disappointed it wasn't involved today. Somebody was our number one target for a long, long time. So delighted to get him in, and he'll give us a boost.
Okay, cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Rob.
John Cross.
Hey, John.
Hello, Chris. Thanks for doing this. Listen, can I just take you back to that 5th minute? I know you obviously probably don't want to sort of say want to see any player sent off, but it is a game changer, isn't it? And you know, do you think the referee there has to show the red card basically? And
he's got to show. Yeah, he's got to show courage, and 4 of them. There's 5, isn't there, making a decision?
Yeah,
I see it, John. Assistant manager sees it. First team coach see it. All our subs see it. And 5 people don't see it. He's pulled his shirt. I'm not trying to make things up. I'm not clutching at straws. I'm not grasping. You know, he's pulled his shirt. His shirt is clearly moved. John Lundstrom's big toe was half an inch over the offside line that they draw at Stockley Park, and it gets ruled out. So that just goes to VAR. It gets pulled, and the right decision. I thought that's what all this stuff with VAR was brought in for, John, to make the right decision. Is it the right decision? He pulls his shirt when he's going through, regardless if he rips it off his back or he pulls his shirt. The right decision has to be made. John Egan, that was made. Didn't go over to look at VAR. I don't understand why. And then, as I said, I get a call regarding that and those 2 decisions. So I'm going to be annoyed and frustrated about it. And yeah, are we looking for small wins as well? Little bits that might help us, because the one at Villa didn't help us. And Dean Smith said, you know, when he looked at it, he went, well, I think, yeah, John should get sent off. Well, I'm saying now, I think David Luiz should get sent off. And I think that's more clearer. So when things aren't going well for you, you look for a little slice of luck. You look for something to go for you, of course, because this is our club in you know, arguably the toughest division in the world.
I mean, it's a totally different game. 85 minutes, you're playing 10 men. Well,
it was the game at Villa Park was 80 minutes with 10 men, and we know how tough it was against, you know, a quality Villa side who are going fabulously well. You know, that game wasn't unbelievably settled on the sending off, but it gave the opposition a massive advantage. I can't sit here and say that we would have definitely won, but of course 11 versus 10 would have given us an advantage, and if we didn't take that advantage, then we would have been disappointed, as I imagine Villa were when if they'd have not taken the advantage of John being sent off.
And just last one for me, Chris, the pressure that you saw in the last 15, 20 minutes, the energy from your players, that must give you a lot of optimism moving forward for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, it has done right the way through the little period, John. You know, with all the games, I've got to say, I was critical of the players for 10 or 15 minutes just after they scored. I thought we looked as if we felt a little bit sorry. All of a sudden, they stepped up a gear and started popping it about, and we couldn't really get near them. But listen, I've got to say, this is the reason that we're in the Premier League. We can't moan and groan about it. We're up against some fabulous players, brilliant teams, a great manager I've got a huge amount of respect for, and Steve Round as well. They really got them going in the right direction, in the right direction that they should be going as well. I think everybody in football knows that. And it was always going to be a tough afternoon. But we showed signs at the end. We got ourselves back in it. And we're positive, and we have to show that positive attitude, going forward into the next game and next group of games.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Cheers, John.
Hey, Birmingham.
Chris, how close was Rian to making the game today? Was he close, or was it not done in way time?
It was a race against time. So obviously we were disappointed that we didn't get it done before 12.
And regarding transfer deadline day tomorrow, Chris, have you got bids on the table, or is it going to be a reactive day? Have you got things down the line? What type of day are you expecting?
Well, we know we feel we have to add. I've said all along, my attitude towards it is not careless, it's not reckless. It's one to improve the group if I think that they need improving. So, the situation regarding centre forward, the situation regarding Burke coming in, obviously more so now that Lease is unavailable, and the situation regarding Jack being out for 6 months. I I do it for the benefit of the football club to make us better in a realistic fashion.
And regarding this next sort of couple of weeks, you don't have a game now. You've got an international break, but you do have a lot of key players missing. What you're going to do in these next couple of weeks? You've said before that you're a few things short. Just a few things need to work on. Can you actually work on them with so many players missing?
Well, it's difficult because those boys are representing the country because they're eight times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they're our best players. So, Ramsdale goes, Xander Berg goes, Ender goes, John Egan goes, McBurney goes, Oliver Burke goes, David McGoldrick goes, Fleck goes. So, there's a big chunk of players there and they come back Thursday morning. So there ain't really a lot you can work on in terms of a team shape. We've got to make sure that we can work on the boys that we can work on back in Sheffield and back in Shirecliffe. And we'll do that accordingly. And hopefully valuable time for those players. But, I've got to say as well, when you lose games, it does open up. We've got some players that are really knocking on the door. I've got to make sure that I pick the right side against Fulham. And, that's going to be a challenge at the moment because, there's a lot of spirit in the group, but there's a few players that are not playing as well as they possibly should be or the standards that they have reached. And there's some good players that they're not playing at the moment. Ethan, that was a difficult decision for us. I've got to say, I thought Basham was outstanding. We changed him because we changed the shape, but he was an absolute warrior out there for us. Max Lowe and Jaden are knocking on the door as well. And obviously Rian will not played a lot of football, so we'll condition him. But hopefully, he will be involved. Whether he starts or not, that's obviously a decision looking at him in the next sort of 10 days.
And can I just ask one more question regarding a couple of incidents here that in the past we've seen against Sheffield United what's happened. Now, Burke gets his shirt pulled, and I don't know if you've seen it, but John Lundstrom gets a trip in the area, but he stays on his feet because of how honest Sheffield United players are. In the circumstances, should they be going down for these decisions? Did Burke need to go down to get the referee to make a decision?
Well, I'll put it to you that, what do you think that other players at other clubs would have done? Maybe I've got to get used to doing that. It really goes against everything from my point of view, Nath. I'll be totally honest about it. But certainly it's hurting us. And I do not want to change my approach. And I should imagine 90% of Sheffield United fans or 95% of Sheffield United fans will echo my thoughts as well. But we're in a division where players go over. The Championship, not so much, even though there was a touch of that happening. And we're in this league, and I certainly don't want to be spending my time, telling players to go over. So for me, when penalty area instances are going off, if you're saying that, I didn't see the John Lundstrom one. I certainly saw the Burt one, and so did Nilly, and so did Matt Prestridge, and so did Billy Sharp and our subs and everybody. Everybody saw that. You can't not see it, apart from 5 people. So I don't want to spend my time changing my attitude towards the game. So for me, the responsibility lies on the adjudicators and the officials to make those right decisions, regardless if John stays on his feet or not.
Thank you, Chris.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks all. All the best.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.